Hey, you!
How's it going?
Listen, curious, don't you think? These teleporter stones don't appear to function, and yet you can hear them hum. Although they aren't active, a certain energy rests in them nevertheless.
What do you think needs to be done to activate them?
I have an idea about that. I just need proof for my suspicion. I had a feeling days ago that I had seen this sort of construction somewhere before. I suspect that we have to supply them with a damn large amount of magical energy to get them back into service.
What could provide enough magical energy?
I can only think of one thing. A magical focus. I mean, one of the 5 focus stones that were used to create the magical barrier in the Valley of the Mines. As far as I know, you had to get them back for us a while ago.
Yes, I can remember. Where are the focus stones now?
They were entrusted to me. I am supposed to keep them safe until we find another use for them. The way it looks, the time is ripe now.
You said you need proof for your suspicion.
A magical focus should be connected to these stones, but I don't know where.
Where have you seen these teleporter stones before?
You were in the penal colony too. Didn't you ever notice those stones? I am quite sure that they still can be found there today.
How do these teleporter stones get their power?
The builders were a very highly developed people. They used properties of magic that we have never seen. A network of teleporter stones was built so the builders could move quickly from one place in the city to another. The stones here obviously form a kind of center.
I've heard enough. Give me a focus stone. I will try to get the teleporters to work.
All right, but be careful with it, you hear? Satyrus will have my head if we lose them.
Any new findings?
The builders of these ruins fascinate me. It is just too bad that their language is as dead as they are. Even their mighty rituals and summonings could not save them.
Summonings?
The builders had a strong connection to the spirit world. If I have understood correctly, they believe they were in constant contact with their ancestors. They held regular summonings and rituals to ask the spirits for advice or to gain enlightenment.
The undead that I know never had much to say.
The builders did not create soulless undead such as zombies or other evil creatures. These spirits were the souls of great warriors, priests, and rulers. So far, I have no doubt that they really exist.
How did these spirit summonings work?
The guardians of the dead had their special formulas they used to pacify the spirits. The descriptions I could find here, however, are in part very confusing. Only rarely do I get a clear answer to my questions.
If I see a spirit, I'll let you know.
Yes, I insist on it.
Teach me that language.
You already know the language of the peasants. The language of the warriors is somewhat harder. Texts written in the language of the warriors mostly deal with weapons and war. You will learn some useful things there. Go and test your new knowledge. You will see that the scriptures of the builders are no longer an unsolvable mystery for you.
Did you expect this here?
Not at all. I'm awestruck at how large the city must have been. Most of the buildings were buried under stone and earth, but the ruins that have survived the ages are spread all over the land. There must have been thousands living here.
What will I find out there?
In the east, there's a large fortress in a gigantic swamp. As far as we can judge from here, the bandits have taken refuge there. If I were you, I wouldn't go down there. They've set up many outposts and guards. You'd better avoid the swamp until you have more experience, or find a way to go around the bandits. In the west, we have discovered some pirates. I'm not sure, but I believe they have also discovered us. They don't seem too perturbed by our presence, though.
Tell me more about the area.
What do you want to know?
What is in the north?
If the records of the builders are believed, then you'll find a large valley encircled by cliffs. Drought and desert sand dominate the landscape there.
What will I find if I go to the south?
The land in the south is very rugged. You'll find serpentine paths, waterfalls, and ruins carved out of the rock there.
What was in the east again?
The Great Swamp. The area is very dangerous. Not only are the bandits lurking there, but also extremely dangerous animals. You should be careful.
Were you ever in the west?
No, but the coast must be there somewhere. That's probably where the pirates have their camp. To the east, not far from here, we found the body of a fisherman. You should take a look at it.
Where were the bandits again?
They have a sort of fortress with many outposts in the east. To get to them, you'll have to cross the large swamp.
Where did you see the pirates?
They were running around not too far to the west of here. I think they were hunting.
Is there a map of this area?
Kronos has made one. He will surely let you have it.
I'm tremendously relieved to see that you have arrived here unscathed.
How is it that you arrived here before me?
We traveled through a curious dimension. Who knows what detours you took?
And now, can I use the portal again?
We came here directly. It obviously works quite well. Of course, I'll let you know if I have the suspicion that it could be otherwise.
What have you done here up to now?
I'm studying the history of the builders, and I'm trying to understand why they closed the portal. It looks very much as though they wanted to hide the sunken city from the rest of the world. Terrible things happened here many years ago. They were seized by something awful. There was a dreadful civil war shortly before the downfall of the city, if their records can be believed. The streets were in flames, and a flood which devoured everything ultimately sealed the fate of the builders. The few who survived the inferno closed this part of the island in the hope of locking up the chaos.
Did you say that there was a flood?
Adanos himself appeared to them to end the madness. He razed the city to the ground.
What made the builders so agitated?
One of their own devoted himself to evil. He was a great commander named Quahodron. Returning from a successful battle outside the protecting walls of the city, he brought the evil with him. All of his followers fell to the madness a short time later and began to battle with the common folk. The civil war that followed reduced everything to rubble.
And we fools have reopened the portal.
I'm not happy about that either, believe you me. But what choice did we have? If we cannot stop what is happening here, then Corinus will suffer exactly the same fate that once befell the builders of this ancient city.
What do you think we will find here?
I can only speculate about that. You should talk to Satyrus. He has a certain idea.
The trip through this portal is safe?
I haven't had any reservations so far.
Hey, nice to see you. We feared the worst.
It wasn't all that bad. How's it going?
This is a very dangerous region here. Some of the animals in the area have never been seen by anyone before us. Close by, there is a large swamp that managed to grow for several hundred years without anyone noticing. Not a day goes by that we aren't attacked by beasts from the swamp. I advise you to be careful if you go for a stroll here.
Is there anything new about the Stone Sentinels?
We have already managed to eliminate some of them. They stand there, paralyzed like pillars of salt, and don't budge. But appearances deceive. If you get too close, they'll attack you. There's no doubt that the source of their power can be found here somewhere.
Let's deal.